Hey guys, Evan from Central Station Marketing's here. I'm gonna talk to you guys today about the content management system that we have, uh, which allows us to easily create pages within a website. It allows us to. It has some good SEO functionalities or search engine optimization functionalities that are built into it, so you have to do less work on your end. Okay, so this is a typical page on our website. Okay, so you have heading H1, you have some block of content you want to add, you have your footer, you have the header, everything's built in. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to log into our Jupyter platform. Once you log in, this is the home page. Let me go and turn off my video real quick so you have a little more room to see the window. Once you log into our platform, this is the home page of the platform. You'll go to the content management system, which is the content bucket here. And all of our pages that are on this website are here. Okay. A few things. You have the page name. What is the name of the file, which is this guy right here. In this case, site content. This site content is sitting inside the folder called platform, which is sitting inside a folder called software development. So how you see that is, if I go search for site content, site content, which is sitting inside the Jupyter platform folder. And then if I take a look at the Jupyter platform folder, it's probably sitting inside this software bucket. That's what this platform is. It's called, the page name is platform, but the anchor text, the labeling is called Jupyter platform. Okay, so I'll show you how that works. So let's go to site content. So this is the file name, which is site content. And then this right here is the, what we call is the anchor text, which is the, what is the name? This is the display name in a way, right? So that shows up here, content management system. This is your for your SEO, title tag, description tag, keywords tag. We don't utilize that all that much because Google and other search engine decided a lot of people like to spam with the keyword tags, so they don't decide to read into this stuff. You can also copy this page. So if you want to duplicate a page, for example, you're creating a testimonial and you're going to add 10 testimonials, the framework is probably going to be the same as the copy in the middle is going to change. So what you want to do is you want to have copy this page 10 different times and just change the file name. If I hit copy page, it's going to keep everything as is except the file name. You have to give me a unique file name, otherwise it's not going to work. The other key things, if I go back, other things here are, is this page a folder? If it's a yes, you're going to be able to add pages underneath that folder. If it's no, it doesn't show up as a folder list. You don't get to add anything in it. Is this going to show up on the left nav, top nav? We do have a site that allows us to have top navigation. Sometimes it's on the left navigation. I'll give you an example of that. Um, so this is essentially your left navigation. So sometimes I want to create a page in the system, but I don't want to show it in the navigation. So the page is going to be active, it's going to be published. You can access it, but it's just not going to show up in the navigation. Okay, that's what this top nav, left nav means. Top news. I don't think we utilize this a lot anymore. This is essentially um, uh, we just don't use this anymore because it's a sometimes we do have on the homepage, we used to put in the most recent items, most recent blog, and you can just have a little news module on the homepage and we can just highlight the most recent item. And then you have published page, now, unpublished page, published later. If you do publish later, when you want to publish it, which day, you give it the date, and it's going to publish it on that day at midnight. For now, just use the publish page. There are some advanced options. What work mode that you want to work in, HTML mode or WYSIWYG mode, you can just change it. Once you set this up, it's going to update this page to work in that mode. So if I go to WYSIWYG mode and hit save, so now we're on the WYSIWYG mode, okay? So my developers, they love to work in the HTML mode, so I'll keep it at that. A few other options here, rank. So rank is kind of important if you have a navigation. So, for example, software. See how content management systems at the top of this navigation? If I said maybe this one, Lead Central, is probably I'm going to assume it's 86 or higher. Higher the number is going to rank at the top. Okay, that's what rank is. So if you have a navigation that has a lot of items, especially like this one, um, just number them. You can start from 1 through 10. You can do 1 through 100, whatever you want to do. Just as long as this page's number is higher than the previous, it's going to rank up top. Okay, makes sense. Allow comment. You can say yes or no. If you say yes, it's like blog. We give you a little. People can actually write comments on it. Just for blog pages. Highlight again. Do you want to highlight it on the home page? If I have a blog roll, you can highlight this page, or just say no. It's going to select by chronologically based on date. Index, no index. This is important for the search engines. If you think about um, um, Google, certain pages on your website, think about content confirmation pages. Think about maybe a testimony or a case study that you want to highlight, and you have client information on it. You want to share that with somebody that has the link, but you don't want Google to find that page. Just put in no index, no follow. Okay. Landing page, if you want to say yes, what it does is it strips out the header, strips out the footer, whatever you have into this box here, the HTML box, that's all you see. You don't see the header, footer, any of that stuff. Raw HTML means, the landing page and raw HTML are two different things. Landing page is you still have the CSS, the styling elements to play with this page. So you want to make this font color a certain way. You want to do this little element that you want to show a certain way under an H tag. Versus when you do a raw HTML, it strips up all of your CSS. What you have to do is you have to add your custom CSS here. Okay, you can add style, and you can add your style stuff here. Okay, or you can just add out. This is going to be in the head tag, so essentially you can add link to a external CSS file. You can do that here. If you have JavaScripts, you can add them here. Custom. So the head tag, foot tag means if I look at my source code, whatever you put on that page, let's just say this is custom. Okay, whatever. If I hit save, what's going to show up is if I view refresh. So now if I hit control search for this, it's custom. It just dumped it in here. After your keywords tag, it dumped in all of that stuff in here. So that's all it does. Very easy to customize your page with any custom JavaScripts and things of that nature. If you want to add foot tag, essentially certain JavaScript files, we want to put it in the footer, throw that on here. It's going to be right before the end body tag is going to show up here. Pretty much, I think you just saw earlier how I could change this to WYSIWYG mode versus HTML mode. Here's all your HTML code. It does keep a log of every change we're making on this site. So I started this page back in 2013. Poof, goes way back. Brian Wallace is one of my content editors. He went and updated on this certain day. Dominic went and played with it. So anytime we make changes to this page, my system keeps a log of it. And so this way, if I can click on October 2nd, this is how I had it on that day. Started with the basic, not a lot, obviously, right? And versus what it is today is significantly different than what it was when I first started with. And why this is important is if you go ahead and let me go back to February 5th, today's date, and if you start making some changes, blah, 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 and you make some mistakes as you're typing in your code, refresh, you screwed up the page. So what you're going to do is you're just simply going to go in here and say, you know what, let me go back to a previously saved version. I'll go on the the first version. And it says, warning, you are viewing a previously saved version. Hitting save button will update the slide page. And save, I got my page back. So it gives you the flexibility to play with the page in any way you see fit, and knowing that you can always go back, revert back to the changes that you had. Lastly, if I go, you can add a new page. Simple, right? When you add a new page, essentially, you just start with a blank canvas. Let's see what else I want to show you. A few other things. If you wanted to, tokens is very important. I'll create another video on just site tokens alone. But you can create a token. If I go to site tokens, I have site slider, testimonial, marketing service. There's a lot of tokens that I've created, or my guys have created. Let me just hide this for a second. So call to action, central station marketing. I'll just give you an example. So this says call to action, right? So I'll copy that. So what you can do is you can go to any pages in your platform on your content side and go back to that site hyphen content. So go back to my site content page, and I can go in here and say pound pound. Okay, I mean, because I copy pasted that. Typically, you would want to get rid of all the styling here. Let me just go back to Suleiman when he actually worked on it, because I know I played with this today. Okay, so now I'm going to go here and I'm going to say anywhere. I'm going to put it at the top. Pound my token name, pound. So whatever I saw in the token side, I expect that token to be placed. All the content of that token is going to be placed here. It's in WordPress. It's called shortcode. So now if I hit refresh, there you go. Get ready to get started. So you can set up call to actions. You can set up phone numbers. You can set up certain things that you build, and you can literally drop it into all the pages you want. Now, the benefit to this is if you have this code on 7 different pages, you just go update that token once, and all those 7 pages will be updated. Okay, so that is by far one of the great things we have on here that you want to take full advantage of it. Let's go back here and a few other things. Site configuration, CSS. This is so site content allows you to change the content on the page that is after the header or the after the navigation or the breadcrumbs. Everything from here all the way up to your footer. Okay. But if you want to change the footer, if you want to change the header, you would go into your site configuration. You'll notice we have the head tags. This is the global overall. We have HTML, head HTML. We have everything's rudimentary, just HTML. You just dump it in here, but it works. Gets the job done. And then if I go back to content, I want to show you the CSS stuff. So if you go to CSS, you can add as much CSS as you want. Click on what CSS you want. So on the CSS file, it just appends any new CSS buckets that you want to add. So the way we did it was you can add small snippets of CSS and you separate them out. So this way, you know what? I'm not using this tool anymore. I'm going to hide it. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to remove it. This way you keep your CSS file very low. Okay. There are websites that has lots of CSS, unnecessary CSS, just makes your file size bigger. And for the optimization side, we want to keep it nice and tight. Core CSS, this is kind of important. This is something we say, hey, whatever template that we use, if I want to put in some whole bunch of CSS codes here, that's going to be, we have some templates. For this side, the template's name is Titan, so it's the core CSS is coming from the template. So no need to touch that. Makes it easy. So this way, if I have 50 websites with this template on, if I want to change the color on something, I can do it on the core. And then on the specific site level, I can go ahead and update. You know what? I want to use the same layout, but on this side, I want to change a different color scheme, I can do that. So the system gives you the flexibility to play with that. In a nutshell, that is our content management system. There are other things like default pages. If I start off with a brand new website, this is for internal employees. I don't think our clients have access to that. But if it's an internal employee, hey, I want to add a default page, boop, 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 select it, save, some basic stuff to start a brand new website with. Other things is if I want to duplicate a website, like here, I have 700 or so domains. I can select any domains I want, and I can copy the content of that entire site into my system. Why that's important is time to time, okay, this client's going to move over to a new domain. Well, or we're changing the layout, changing out something. So replicate the entire website, all the pages, all the content, and then go play with it. And we can throw it into a testing environment and play with it. Okay, so this tool is designed for developers, and I'm a developer, so I built this tool for us, and as a Jupyter Platform client, you don't have all the tools because this is a this is a very dangerous tool, but nonetheless, because you can add all those pages, then what? How do you remove all those pages that you added? So few of the features here requires adult supervision, and we're the adults. You guys are the kids in this case, and you have to ask for permission, and we'll take care of it for you. That's it for the content training video.